Hey, this is Raul for Bass Musician Magazine, and I have the great honor and privilege of being here today with Patrick Farrell, all the way from Australia, here at the 2015 NAMM show. So, without further ado, let me start with some questions for Patrick. Patrick,
let's do it.
What have you got coming in down the pipe here for the near future? What projects are you working on?
Man, I've just moved back to my hometown, back to Brisbane, after living in Melbourne for 7 years and doing a bit of touring in Canada and Europe. So I've just started again. I've started a few projects. I'm working on a new album. Just getting my things together. Just, you know, feeling things out. Yeah.
Gotcha. I remember with your new album, kind of reflecting on the last CD I heard of yours, which was very impressive.
Thanks, man.
Is it following kind of a similar flow creatively, or how would you compare what you're thinking about doing with your upcoming album? How are they going to be similar or different? What are you thinking?
Well, you know that thing they say, your first album you have your life to write. And then your second album you have a couple of years, right? So that's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment, because I think what worked well with the first one was that balance. I mean, you've heard it. I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it's like a nice balance between the sort of digital realm and the analog realm. And it's actual, not fusion in the sense of the style of music fusion, but it's a perfect fusion of my influences. So what I've been doing lately is experimenting with going completely away from that and just going, no, if it's a pop song, let's write a pop song. Let's write some jazz stuff. So it might take, I don't know how long it's going to take before I find a balance, because I want it to be cohesive. So a lot of what I'm writing and recording at the moment might not even end up on my own album. Like, I'm writing a lot of stuff at the moment that I'd be prepared to just give to someone and say, this is me as a pop songwriter. And I'm also writing a lot of stuff that's just actual fusion, you know? So I'm just getting into the groove again, because I'm definitely one of those producers that I'm hitting delete a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I like to record and create a lot and not just accept the first thing that comes along. You know, so I'm still just going through that time of just accumulating as much material as I can, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah, but so the goal is to get it together on another disc of mine and be proud of it, you know?
Excellent, excellent. Do you have any target date where you think, because it sounds like it's pretty wide open at this point. It is
pretty wide open.
But do you have any idea when you think you'll have this available for us to listen to?
See, I'm not, my thing is...
No pressure.
I don't like deadlines. I don't like deadlines. Because, like, it's always, to me, like, if it takes a couple of months, it takes a couple of months. Like, that's the privilege of doing it yourself, right? But I do want to finish it this year. Like, 2015 is kind of, there's some things I want to accomplish this year, and one of the big ones is to get another album, you know, bagged and tagged. Because I think that there's a skill in being able to finish things promptly, you know. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, is like actually, yeah, being able to stick to a deadline, which is, it's hard, man, especially when you're producing yourself, because, like, when is it good enough, right? Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully this year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also, you're playing on a Michael Tobias bass right now?
Yeah, man, I'm actually here with Mike Tobias. I'm playing on a Mike Tobias instrument. It's a bit different from any other Tobias basses, because I've actually got in touch with the guys at Nordstrand and put some Nordstrand pickups in this, and I've got a Mike Pope preamp in this.
Nice.
And I love Mike, he's an amazing guy, but I don't know if he's 100% happy with me tweaking, because he's you know, he's got his sound too.
Yeah.
But what's amazing is that it's still, when you put it back into neutral, you know, it's still that Tobias sound, which is what's amazing about the woods and the pickup placement and everything that he does, you know. So, yeah, man.
Gotcha. And this is your first trip here to Anaheim, right? To the NAMM show. I know it's too early to say, because the show technically really hasn't started yet. So you see how nice and fresh and crisp Patrick is right now. I don't know if we did it after, a few days later, what will be left of him? He'll be exhausted and bleary looking.
Maybe a little hungover, we don't know.
But, you know, certainly it looks, the weather's got nice for you.
Beautiful, man.
It's a great thing. So any last thoughts, anything you want to share with our readership, other things that are coming? I know we're looking forward, you've written some stuff for us, we're looking forward to some of that too in the future, but, you know, again, it's stuff comes out when it comes out. We're always happy to see things from you with the creativeness and from the worldwide. We really enjoy the different perspective that players bring, because music is the universal language, and it is that commonality that we have, even though we come from a whole different background, where we can kind of come together and appreciate each other's, you know, creative efforts.
Man, the last 3 years, I've been all over the place, right? Like I said, Canada, spent a fair bit of time in the States, been playing on some ships, you know, just doing what I've got to do as a working musician. But that thing that you were talking about has been really illustrated to me, that universal language thing. I mean, obviously it's a cliche, but it's so real. Like, I remember being me, a bunch of New York guys in Thailand, getting up at a jam session and playing, you know, and like all the Thais just going off on it. And I mean, it's just, it's that thing of what you're talking about. I mean, it is that universal thing. And in the world at the moment where everything is terror, 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 fear, fear, fear. I mean, this is it, man. Like this is, we've already got our universal language. But the closing statement thing, I guess if you want to keep up with me and what I'm doing, my website's the easiest way, which is pwfarrell.com. And just a thought would just be that, like you were saying before we turned the camera on, everyone is so nice. You know, anyone who's actually here and doing it, or got their act together and is creating, they're so approachable and nice. And there's no reason why other people can't, you know what I mean? Like, email, Facebook your heroes, asking for advice. Like, I think that's the way, the dynamic now. Like, I think things have changed from this big, you know, everyone's actually interacting. So I just say, get amongst it, have fun, and check out my website. There you go.
Well, you've heard it here, coming to you directly from the 2015 NAMM show in Anaheim, California. Always a great pleasure to talk to a player like Patrick Farrell, all the way up from Australia. Make sure you stay tuned, because we're bringing you a lot of the great stuff that's going to be happening here at the NAMM show.